service of CNC Worldwide.
The Daily is a service of CNC News and Jib Jab greetings. I'm Bud Lowell. Your full AccuWeather forecast is always on top of your CNC News page. New York State is launching a multi-stage initiative to keep repeat drunken drivers off the road. Governor Cuomo has ordered New York's Department of Motor Vehicles to issue new regulations to flag drivers with a history of repeat alcohol or drug-related driving convictions. It'll make it tougher to get a suspended or revoked driver's license restored. Under current law, drivers who are convicted of multiple alcohol or drug driving offenses can't permanently have their licenses taken away. The new regulations will require a lifetime review for all drivers who try to have a license reinstated after it's been revoked. Persistently drunk and dangerous drivers, those with at least 5 lifetime occurrences, will not get their licenses back. It will take at least 5 years to get a license back after it's revoked for an alcohol or drug-related driving offense, and then you'll get a restricted license, only to go to or from work or purposes such as doctor's visits, and DWI violators will have to install one of those alcohol-detecting interlocks in their car for at least 5 years. Every year, more than 300 people are killed and over 6,000 are injured on New York's highways as a direct result of alcohol-related crashes. The number involving physical injury and fatality has been going down, but there's been a disturbing increase, according to DMV, in the number of crashes involving drivers who have 3 or more alcohol-related driving convictions. Fall brings more time indoors, more opportunities for us to be exposed to the flu virus, and also time to consider getting a flu shot. You can't really predict when the flu will arrive, but the flu vaccine is recommended as the best way to protect yourself and your family from illness. The University of Rochester Medical Center is gearing up its flu prevention clinics now through October at locations around the Rochester area. You can get a complete list of all the clinic sites at rochesterflu.org or call 275-4816. That's rochesterflu.org or 275-4816. Speaking of medicine, one of the most common elective surgeries in the United States is also one of the most expensive, and patient demand for it is growing fast. It's knee replacement, known in medical circles as total knee arthroplasty. The volume of knee replacement surgery has soared by 142% since 1991 among those receiving Medicare benefits. And that's according to a report this week in the Journal of the American Medical Association. The co-author is Dr. Stephen Cates at the University of Rochester Medical Center. Patient demand, a higher number of Medicare enrollees, and more arthritis caused by obesity are among the factors driving this rapid rise in surgeries. The marked growth in knee replacement suggests the procedure is largely safe and successful, but the report in the JAMA says the high volume is one of the things that make it tough to contain health care spending. The JAMA study looked at nearly 3.6 million patients 65 and older who had complete knee replacement over the past 20 years. The cost is about $15,000 per surgery. That's $9 billion a year. And now to politics. A Hornell pharmacist has entered the race for the newly redistricted 133rd District in the New York State Assembly. Democrat Randy Weaver is a member of the Steuben County Legislature. He owns pharmacies in Hornell and Dansville. He says he's the right man for the job because he's a small business owner with some government experience who was raised and lives in a rural agricultural district. The new 133rd covers the territory from Steuben County north to the southernmost part of Monroe County and includes all of Livingston County. Weaver will be running against talk show host Bill Nojay, the Republican Party candidate, and against Conservative Party candidate Richard Burke, who's the mayor of the village of Avon. Weaver says his first priority, if elected, will be job creation, followed by helping reduce state mandates on local governments. A state Supreme Court judge may decide Wednesday who becomes the Republican candidate for Livingston County District Attorney. After the primary election earlier this month, Steve Sessler and Eric Sheener each ended up with 1,879 votes. It's a dead tie. There are 4 absentee ballots that were improperly marked. They could break the tie if counted. Judge John Ark has to examine those ballots and rule if any of them are valid, and he may or may not do that in court. If none of those ballots can legally be counted and the race remains a tie, then it's up to the Livingston County Republican Party Committee to decide who goes on the ballot and face Democrat Greg McCaffrey in November. And a Canandaigua school bus driver is being hailed for taking action when he saw a woman with a baby being attacked by two pit bulls while coming in from his daily run on Monday. David Bliss was on Canandaigua-Farmington Town Line Road when he noticed the dogs going after Cynthia Devaney and her grandson. He immediately pulled the bus over and jumped onto the dogs, beating them until they let the woman go and turned on him. Bliss suffered bites and he needed stitches. Devaney was also treated for bite wounds. Her grandson is fine. Canandaigua Animal Control has the dogs in custody and in quarantine for rabies testing. No charges have been filed against their owner so far. To the left of this player window are links to these and other stories on CNC News pages, and to the bottom you can find in that gray bar down there links for you to use, and you can post us news items that you've written, tips or things that you want us to check out. We also want to know wedding announcements, business openings, and shout outs to people you want to honor, sports, all that sort of stuff from your community, because this is your community news page. And that means next news as it happens, updates when necessary. I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.